I remember when I lost my mind. There was something someplace about that place. Even your emotions had an echo in so much space. Does that make me crazy? Does that make me crazy? Does that make me crazy?
Well, does it? And good morning, evening, or afternoon, depending on what part of the globe you're on and what time zone you are in. I'm your host, Skeptically Speaking.
And I'm Sweet Pea from across the pond.
And how would you prove it? You can't. We could be anywhere. We could be on the moon. We could be in the backyard. We could be on a shuttle orbiting Neptune. We could be in Afroman's house. We wouldn't know because we got high. Anyway, but that's not important right now. The important thing is, if you want more independent media in your life, please consider supporting the show. Cash App, Venmo, or become a patron subscriber. Well, looks like you found us on YouTube. We were hiding, but you found us anyway. But also head over to TikTok, Blue Sky, Discord, Instagram, Threads, Facebook, Kick, Rumble, Twitch, Twitter, Substack, and also Upscroll, affectionately known as Up Yours TikTok, and you will find us.
You will find
Now,
me secretly hiding under your bed.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, what can be said that hasn't been said already? I mean, all of the internets. It's like we took a break from the moronic bombing of Iran. And now we're watching Iran and Israel bomb each other back and forth. I think we needed a break. Sure enough, Afroman was in court a couple weeks ago. And he was being sued. Now, how could anybody sue Afroman, you ask? Well, today's show brought to you by Ginger Ale and Tennessee Old Smoky Cinnamon Whiskey. I'm feeling festive because that's the only way I'm getting through this show.
Well, I have to ask, did he go to court to pay his child support, but he didn't go because he got high? Those who know, who know.
Yes. Well, come to find out, it wasn't that. It wasn't that. It wasn't even that. It wasn't because he went to work, got a promotion, and forgot to go to work and got high. It wasn't because he was on his way to class. He was going to go to class, but then he got high. It wasn't even because of that. And it definitely wasn't because I can't remember.
He was sleeping on the sidewalk.
The point is, it wasn't for any of those things. Guess what he was being sued for? And by whom? He was being sued for defamation. Defamation of who? The police that raided his home back in 2022. He got footage of their raid and decided to put them all on blast. He put every single one of those motherfuckers on blast. And
good.
The sad thing about this? I had heard maybe a portion of one of his songs. That was it. A portion of one of his songs. And I never heard or thought, I just remembered, oh, those dirty cops demolished this guy's home. And for what? So one of the songs he made was, the lyrics were, they broke into his front door and didn't pay for it. they demolished his house and didn't pay for it. I can't even remember the song. It was so long ago and it's in the memory hole. Then he gets sued. And now all I am seeing are Afroman songs in my TikTok FYP. One after the other, after the other, after the other, after the other. And it's like, oh my God, this is what they're suing him for? Songs like Afroman's Gonna Do Ya, Liccem Low Lisa, Mama's Lemon Pound Cake, of a couple of others. And these were songs he did years ago. We're talking 2-3 years ago, after the fact. And the defamation court case brought all of his music back. I mean, they literally went uber viral after that.
So the song I think you're referring to is "Will You Help Me Repair My Door?"
Right.
2022.
He's like, dude, you guys wrecked my house. You can at least pay for my door. And he made a song about that. The officers were so butthurt. And Afroman said it himself, because I watched some of the clips of the court case. I didn't watch the entire thing. It was a clown show. It was almost, well, let me put it to you this way. It was a lot more wild to me than the Amber Heard and Johnny Depp court case. That was just off the charts, off the walls. Like, it was really hard to take it seriously, even though it was.
Yeah, since when has Afroman ever, like, kidnapped anyone?
We're going to get to that, why they went in there. It's like, dude, you are just reminding me of my favorite book. The Lion, the Witch, and the Audacity of This Bitch. I'm like, you guys are the dumbest of the dumb. And then you listen to these officers open their mouths to speak, and it's like, you inbred dumb motherfuckers. Of course you're the police. Of course. These are the dumbest of the dumb. It's like, how the fuck do you people remember to breathe? How are you even alive? You guys, oh my God. I had so many videos queued up, and I thought, you know what? I don't want to play any of the videos because I think everybody has seen most of them already. And I think everybody's maybe a little tired of them, so I'm not going to just play them all on this show. But Jesus fucking Christ. These officers literally handed Afroman. They basically handed Afroman his second album. That entire court, he could literally turn into a banger at some point. They handed him so much free material. These guys are just absolutely, there was so much trolling. The police chief, I guess his wife is divorced from them. There were so many rumors going around that the police chief thought, or the guy who was in charge of the raid that happened, I guess his wife went with a black man. His ex-wife went with a black man, and he thought maybe she went with Afroman. So he's uber upset about that rumor. It got so bad, even the daughter of this guy, who is mixed race, went to the mother and said, "Am I Afroman's child?" That is how bad the trolling got. It was so bad that even the kids at school were talking about what was going on. And the rumors that were, I mean, you know kids, like, they will spread anything, even if it makes no sense at all. But You know, it's like you guys brought this on yourselves. You know? Uh, I don't know. But that's what we're going to talk about. And we'll probably give you a few updates. The Iran-Israeli American war. I am so pissed at us. I really am. Let's see. Before I jump, I'm going to check the schedule. Because I don't want to jump too soon. But yeah, we're going to be talking about a few things. And Sweet Pea has also a subject in an article that she's going to discuss towards the middle, possibly the end. So we'll have that going for you. But I mean, there's just so much shit. I don't know where to begin. We'll see.
Yeah,
we're going to pack as much as we can. We're going to pack as much as
Yeah, I was gonna say, if we haven't got time for what I can read, we can always try and fit it in tomorrow. But yeah, we'll see what we can.
But yeah, I mean, my browser is just nothing but tabs all the way across. That is how bad it is. We are backed up with news. It just never ends. And oh my God. Yeah, we didn't even get yesterday's show. We didn't even get to a third of the articles that I had queued up. But I mean, it is such clown car posse day. The Trump administration is already talking about deporting Albrego Garcia again after they brought him back the first time. And they want to, guess where they want to send him? Liberia. Liberia. How many tabs do you have again?
I have 60 tabs open. Don't judge
60
me.
60 tabs? That's all you have? Goodness. You're falling behind.
That was from the great.
I'm telling you, this is how bad it gets. This is how,
of yesterday.
Right, this is
it was the. I had to do a culling of my tabs yesterday because I had over 600 open, so I had to cut off the ones that weren't that important.
Right.
So I've left like 60 of the most current news things open. And don't get me wrong, the other 540 odd tabs have been saved in favorites, so I can get to them when I need to, but I don't need them open right now because they seriously make the laptop lag.
Yeah. I mean, we're just going to have to dive right in. I don't think we're going to have enough whiskey and ginger ale to keep this going. We're going to try.
So we don't have enough time to warm up. We're just going to
go right in. So let's get into it. Afroman. Where did this start? So Afroman, also known as Jason Foreman, has been in the media cycle during the week of March 16th. Okay. So it was last week. Man, it feels so long ago, but Ooh, and he's been at odds with the Adams County Sheriff's Department since 2022. So both parties decided they're going to fight it out in court. While the court proceedings have come to a close, many details shared during the trial have given people pause. Like, really, Afroman revealed that he had money stolen during a 2022 raid. Well, of course. If the police are involved, yes, there's going to be stolen money. Because guess what? They have been seizing assets of people that they deem are drug dealers or are criminals. So therefore, hey, they're not going to protest their ill-gotten gains being stolen. So we're just going to steal some for ourselves. I mean, it's like they're living the, what is that HBO series? We Own This Town. Remember that? Early 2000s, the New York and New Jersey police are so fucking crooked. They're literally stealing from drug dealers and just skimming off the top, only reporting half of what and they have to supply other officers and other rackets in town. I mean, check out the HBO series We Own This Town. I mean, it actually happened. So why did they raid Afroman's house? Here's what we know so far. According to ABC7, Afroman's house was raided due to a warrant investigating the suspicions of drug trafficking, kidnapping. Remember this, two things: drug trafficking and kidnapping. During that time, Afroman felt inclined to share what he experienced with his fans. He shared clips of the raid in a music video in his song Lemon Pound Cake. In the video in question, a sheriff deputies can be seen breaking down his door, wielding a rifle, searching his belongings, and then eyeing a cake on his kitchen table. I mean, they were eyeing it so hard. They walked by and the guy went, and he just kept looking at it. It's like, dude, you guys are investigating a kidnapping. You are executing a warrant for kidnapping. There could be armed assailants in this house, and you're sitting here drooling over a lemon cake. That tells you what bullshit this warrant was. And this judge that issued it needs to be fucking impeached from his office, kicked, and have his license removed. We're going to get to that.
I was going to say, if they're looking for any kidnapped individuals, they want to go search Mar-a-Lago.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's a whole nother human trafficking. Jesus Christ. The books that are going to come out, because some fuck-ass reporter is sitting on a gold mine of information and they're hoarding it so that they can have a bestseller. I say, fuck those people. You deserve to go broke. Anywho, so of course, Afroman seized the opportunity to capitalize on the wrongful raid. Keep in mind, the raid was deemed unsuccessful. Yeah, no shit. Not only were there no charges filed as a result, but the officers found themselves to be subject to making appearance in Afroman's videos. Yikes.
Did the lemon pound cake survive?
No. It did not. It succumbed to its injuries. Afroman also released other music videos in which he called the officers crooked after realizing money was missing following the raid. The bag was a little light when they returned it to him. In court, Afroman was asked about the raid in the music videos, and he had no qualms sharing the truth. Police officers shouldn't be stealing civilians' money. This whole thing is an outrage. No shit. He went on to share that the whole situation was caused by the officers' negligence. No shit. Dude, if you're going to skim off the top, you better have an ironclad case of wrongdoing. These fuckheads, these guys they're you ever seen the show America's Most Dumbest Crooks?
Unfortunately, yes.
Yeah. I mean, we're talking about guys that.
Did you watch the one where this guy tried going through a very shoddy looking put together vent, and he was trying to sneak past the police in this vent, but it was rocking and a rolling, and then all of a sudden he crashed through it onto the police officers in the store.
No, I didn't see
Like
that one. The episodes
you
that
could
I remember
literally
seeing was a moron who decided to steal an entire tank. You know, a army tank, stole an army tank, demolished half a neighborhood trying to escape from the cops. Another one was a crook who went to rob a convenience store, set his rifle down to pick up something, and then the shop clerk picks it up. The guy leaps over the counter. I mean, it's like he forgot the main thing. He leaps over the counter to push the barrel of the rifle away because I guess he was afraid of getting shot with his own firearm. He jumps over back over the counter, runs out the door. The white guy is like just trying to get over the counter, and he's just running. And then he tries to take a shot at the fleeing suspect, and he realizes there's no bullets in it. He's like, the guy robbing the store. The guy robbing the store forgot he had no bullets in his gun. But that fight or flight thing kicked in, and all he saw was his own rifle being picked up. So he's like, ah!
Can you remember the music that they sort of voice over for it all?
I don't remember the music.
I think it was Bad Boys, Bad Boys. What are you going to do when the police come for you?
I didn't know that show had that kind of budget. I would have thought they would have gone for cheaper, but okay. So now, okay, going back to the story, America's Most Dumbest Cops is what we should label this show. If I were to start a show about dumb cops making stupid ass, fuck ass decisions, it would be this. If you are a crooked cop who's going to steal from drug dealers and wrongdoers, you need to make sure you have an ironclad case of wrongdoing. You don't steal money from someone who isn't facing charges. These cops are too dumb to be cops. That is how dumb they are. Afroman also went on to say the whole raid was a mistake. No, it wasn't a mistake. It was willful stupidity, but okay. All of this is their fault. If they hadn't wrongly raided my house, there would be no lawsuit. I would not know their names. They wouldn't be on my home surveillance system, and there would be no songs. Nothing. But also this, they tried to vandalize his cameras. This is how stupid these cops are. They didn't get to all the cameras. They vandalized maybe one or two, thinking that was going to cover that, they wouldn't be caught. And they were still caught on other cameras around the house. This guy had cameras in every room in the house, and I think he had more than one camera, different camera vantage points. It's like fucking hell. So the Grammy nominated rapper has scored a big win in the court. Judge Jonathan P. Hine announced that the jury sided with Afroman. Of course. In all circumstances, the jury finds in favor of the defendant. No plaintiff verdict prevailed. Adams County Sheriff deputies believe that they were subject to ridicule, mental distress, and danger. They were literally trying to sue him. Hold on. They were requesting profits from the music video, along with compensation for invasion of privacy that ranged from $400,000 to $1.5 million. Are you fucking out of your minds? What privacy? You are a public servant. Let's see if we can get a little audio from the celebration.
We did it, America! Yeah, we did it! Freedom of speech!
That is hilarious. Oh, God. Wow. Yeah. They gave him they couldn't have, they literally gave him an ironclad case. Now, unfortunately, he cannot countersue. He cannot sue for damages because how the laws work is they were doing their job, so they can't be sued for doing their job. This has got to change. We need to change the laws to hold these criminal thugs with badges and guns accountable for their actions. This has got to stop. These thugs are out of control, and every time they fuck up, guess who picks up the tab? You and I, the taxpayer. However, the plaintiffs walked away with nothing. Afroman, who was in tears after the verdict, shared his joy. Well, I wouldn't say it in tears, but he was definitely happy. Did you not hear that? He says, "I'm just happy that my supporters, America, and the jurors didn't go for it. They broke into my house, put themselves on my video cameras, and got into my music career with my freedom of speech. I had the right to talk about the events going on in my life." Yeah. Yes, he did. And yes, he definitely did. Unbelievable. Yeah, he got freedom of speech. So let's go into a few. This is the Associated Press. So the Grammy-nominated rapper won a defamation lawsuit. The case tested the limits of parody and the license artists can take in social commentary directed at public figures. This was kind of a serious case because this could have set the precedent. If this had gone the other way, and Afroman and the lawsuit had, if the jury had sided with the police, which when in the history, in any reality, would the jury side with these thugs? But it has happened before. They were seeking, the deputies collectively were seeking $4 million in damages. No reasonable, so the lawyer, David Osborne, who did a phenomenal job. If you can see clips, if you can find clips of David Osborne questioning these deputies, please do so. He did a phenomenal job. He says no reasonable person would expect a police officer not to be criticized. They've been called names before. And a lot of it had to do with name calling. They were upset. And one of the things that they went after Afroman for was defamation, is all of the name calling. They were called every name in the book, and it is well, not quite, but they were called some pretty interesting names, and they were their feelings got hurt, so they're gonna sue Afroman for that. Get the fuck on. Adams County deputies said that they were publicly harassed over the viral videos. You deserved it, which were viewed more than 3 million times on YouTube. Oh, it's a lot more than that now. The videos show rifle-wielding deputies bursting down Afroman's door, searching his shoes, his suit pockets, hungrily eyeing the cake on the kitchen table. Oh, man. The music videos took aim at the deputies' personal lives and called them crooked cops. Dude, that is your identity. You are crooked cops. That is who you are, and that is what America should know you by. You are crooked as a fucking Arkansas road. Police officers shouldn't be stealing civilians' money. Yeah. Wow. This is such a brave take. Obvious. In court, wearing red, white, and blue American flag suit, He defended his work on the First Amendment grounds, said he issued the diss tracks to cover damages from the raid, including a broken gate and front door. Yeah, Afroman had to pay for the damages to his home himself. I mean, who the fuck decided that kidnapping? I think we should know what went into the thought process of trying to investigate him for kidnapping. Why that charge? I would like to know. The whole raid was a mistake? Nah, not really. Let's see. The song, Will You Help Me Repair My Door? Did you find what you were looking for? Would you like a slice of lemon pound cake? You take as much as you want to take. There must be a big mistake. Well, he raps this. The warrant said narcotics and kidnapping. Are you kidding? I make my money rapping. You crooked cops need to stop it. There are no kidnapping victims in my suit pockets. What are you searching his pockets for? His suit pockets. The deputies in their testimony said the song lyrics ridiculed them. Deputy Lisa Phillips said the rapper created a derogatory music video that questioned her gender and sexuality. Liccem Low Lisa. Sergeant Randy Walters said his child had been hazed at school over Afroman's posts and came home crying. That's okay. So that's the sergeant that was on the stand, because even the child is like, oh my God, everybody thinks that I'm Afroman's child. It's sad for the child, I know, but you know what? You, Sergeant, brought that on your own child. Fuck you for that. Where in the world is it okay to make something up for fun that's damaging to others when you know for sure it's an absolute lie? You fucking cops have lied in court. You've lied on your police reports. You've damaged reputations time and fucking time again. And now that the spotlight's on you, and now that the tables have turned, oh, you don't like it very much. You don't like to be called out. You don't like it when it's your turn to be defamed. Even if somebody does something to you that hurts you, that you think is wrong, like a search warrant execution that you think is unfair, that doesn't justify telling intentional lies designed to hurt people. That's what you people do. You police officers lie your fucking asses off, and it gets people hurt. How many people's reputations have been hurt because of you fucking cops? By the way, in case you haven't picked up on it by now, I have no sympathy for these fucking ass pigs. They can all get fucked.
I was just going to say, is it fair to say that Afroman give the pigs a good bargain?
Yeah, it's fair to say that. And I will also say this. These motherfuckers that want to complain about how dangerous their job is, you fucking assholes, your job isn't dangerous enough. A pizza delivery driver has more to fear than you fucking assholes. You want a dangerous job, you bitch-ass motherfucker thugs with badges and guns? Try being a roofer. More people are killed and maimed, injured from injuries on the job, putting roofs up, replacing roofs. Why don't you get a real job and be a roofer? Why don't you get a real job and be a pizza delivery driver? Or even a DoorDasher. You fucking assholes. Say it again.
Firefighter?
Firefighter. That's even more dangerous than being a police officer. Yeah. Police officer doesn't even make the top 10. most dangerous
How
jobs
about-
in America.
How
If
about
it's
a doctor or a
dangerous, if
nurse?
being a police officer is dangerous, it's because police officers have intentionally made it dangerous. Let's go to USA Today. Lemon pound cake will live on. Yes, I agree. Of course, Afroman says, well, I didn't win. America won. Yeah. Rapper Afroman won a 3-day long trial. Wow, it only took 3 days. That was an excruciating. You want to talk about the crucible. Let's see. I'm glad things went my way, but if they would have took it all from me, I was happy about all the love I was getting from everybody after them people kicked in my door. Yeah. Well, Afroman's getting a lot of goodwill. Don't ruin it. I'm hearing some rumors that Afroman might be MAGA. I hope to fuck it isn't true. So, yeah. 2 sergeants, a detective, and 4 deputies. Says Afroman used their likeness without their permission and profited off their images. You fucking committed crimes in a person's home. While on the job, you are lucky you are still employed, you stupid, lazy ass motherfuckers. I hope you get all the hate. I hope you get all the hazing. I hope your family members are not spared. Go fuck yourself. America does not care about you. You people are the worst of the worst. You're lower than whale shit. And the rapper was not home at the time of the raid. Of course he wasn't. These fuck-ass cowards waited until he was gone. His then wife filmed it on her phone. So he literally had to call his wife to give her the combination to his safes, just so they wouldn't rip his safe out of the flooring and out of the rooms that they were installed in. I think he had 2 safes. And guess what was in there? Not a fucking thing. I mean, you don't get it confused. Afroman may look dopey and high, and he may look like, one of the Muppets on that rock group.
He's extremely intelligent, though.
Yeah, I mean, he's not stupid. Don't confuse that dopey ass grin for being totally inept. And that's what these officers
That's just
did.
a character
They
he's
thought,
playing.
oh, he doesn't know. We'll go in there. He's so stupid. He probably has all his stuff in those safes. We'll find it. And they didn't find jack shit. By the way, Afroman's 51. I hope he takes care of himself. Hate to lose him because of a heart attack or this or that. I've seen some of his acts recently performing on stage, and it's like, whew. I hope he doesn't have a heart attack on stage. And here's a video of these stupid motherfuckers. Maybe this is a music video. Come on now. Here it is, 6 minutes. Oh, shit. Okay, let's listen to it. Let's listen.
Will you help me repair my game? Did you find what you was looking for?
That's a banger.
Will you help me repair my gate and door? Would you like a slice of lemon pound cake? You can take as much as you wanna take. There must be a big mistake. Would you like to have a slice of my lemon pound cake? The warrant said narcotics and kidnapping. The warrant said narcotics and kidnapping. Are you kidding? I make my money rapping. Why does the warrant say narcotics? Well, I know narcotics, but why kidnapping? Let me ask you something, officer. Any kidnapping victims inside my suit pockets? Are there any kidnapping victims inside my suit pockets? You crooked cops need to stop it. There are no kidnapping victims in my suit pockets. Let me ask you another question. Is there 1,000 pounds of weed in my suit pockets? Is there 1,000 pounds of weed in my suit pockets?
That's an interesting number.
You crooked cops need to stop it. There's not 1,000,000 pounds of weed in my suit pockets. Let me ask you something else.
Really?
Any kidnapping victims inside my CDs? Any kidnapping victims inside my CDs? The Adams County Sheriff Department, you can get these.
No! We were vibing. Damn it.
Oh, we were.
Sorry about that.
No worries. It happens.
How many
Oh my God, there's a video.
did you find?
Okay, I'm gonna pause. The music, I should have been watching this music video the whole time. They're looking through his CDs. His whole CD collection. When I tell you the total ineptitude. By the way, we're going to include links to his videos. As a matter of fact, I'm going to include all the links. I don't give a damn. Give them all the exposure. Good. These motherfuckers are looking through his CD collection. Why?
If you watch the video, you will see the whole thing caught on CCTV from the minute
that's
they
what I'm
enter to
looking
the
at.
minute
I'm
they
like,
leave.
what the fuck?
It's like a 6-minute video on YouTube. It's quite hilarious.
This is embarrassing.
Why are you stealing my money? Why are you stealing my money? You represent the law and it's funny. You're stealing my legal work hard every day. Pay taxes, money. The sheriff disconnected my cameras.
Oh, shit.
The sheriff disconnected
Bear
my
in mind, his
cameras.
kids are in the house when these are doing
The
this.
sheriff should be locked up in slammers.
No
The
shit.
Adams County Sheriff Department disconnected my cameras. Did you have to traumatize my kids? Did you have to traumatize
Look at that
my
door.
kids? Did you have to traumatize my kids?
When I tell you the disrespect, they
Did you have to traumatize my kids? Will you pay me for doing me wrong? Will you pay me for doing me
Jesus
wrong?
Christ.
Will you pay me for doing me wrong? Or will I have to get paid from this song?
I think he already knew the answer to
How you
that.
think they gonna buy this, man?
That was embarrassing to watch. That was truly embarrassing to watch. If you are so concerned about kidnapping, remember that is on the search warrant. Kidnapping. Why would you disconnect cameras? Why would you do that?
Looks like they were trying to
Wouldn't you
plant
want
evidence.
as much evidence as you could gather? How does turning off cameras benefit your investigation? Oh, unless these were bullshit charges. This whole entire raid was a fucking fishing expedition. They didn't have Budkiss. They didn't even have
I'm sorry, but I hate to say it. This is how the police have gotten away for years with setting up members of the black community by planting evidence against them. And then it comes out like 10 or 20, maybe 30 years later that the person that they convicted for the crime is innocent.
These
This is how the
people
police-
were
The
so
corrupt police get away with it.
these people were so inept. They didn't even have there was no they couldn't even plant the evidence. There were too many people there.
Too many cameras, too many
Too many
people. Yep.
cameras and too many witnesses. Don't forget the wife and the kids were there.
The kids were there. I think the wife was out on errands from what I read. I may be wrong about that.
Well, I mean, the wife was the one who opened the safes. She was there. She had to be there.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. So I'm
sorry. Why are they going in the safe? Oh, that's none
You
of
know
their
what?
business. Oh my God.
I'm going to do what little I can do on this end to contribute to the cause. I'm going to have his videos linked in the description. I hope that the listeners of this show, I hope they go and watch, because every view contributes to this. It contributes to Afroman. He will get paid when there's enough views. Fucking hell. These fucking crooked cops. I'll tell you what, America, we keep allowing this to happen. Guess what's going to happen? The same thing is going to happen to us. So it behooves us to stand up against this tyranny. I don't care if you are the most racist, rabid, fucking bigot. You have to have enough lizard brain to realize if you allow even the people you despise to fall under tyranny, it will reach unto you as well. The same thing will come around. What goes around comes around. What you allow to somebody else will happen to you. And don't think you're going to get off scot-free. I've got a link to opened up to Vanity Fair. Afroman wins. Here's a big star-spangled. Say it again. So yeah, I mean, I'm just going to put all the links in the description. You can read them for yourself. Here's CBS News. Rapper Afroman wins lawsuit against Ohio police after mocking their raid for his home. It's for Americans. Sadly, yeah, this is for Americans. America better take heed and realize that we cannot allow this thuggery to continue. These cops are a fucking detriment to our civil society. They're not civil and they have no place in our society. We need to start calling it out and we need to make them uncomfortable. These are fucking fascists that we've allowed to roam our streets with impunity. It needs to end. Qualified immunity, get fucked, get real. That needs to fucking go. And instead of going after the taxpayer to pay the tab, we need to start going after their pensions. We need to get their homes. We need to get their vehicles. Sue them for everything that they're worth. Stop this weaponized racism. Allowing this to run rampant. I'm gonna blow a gasket here. Let's switch gears. Let's go to another topic before I have an aneurysm. You know what? Let's stop here. Here's what I want. Sweet Pea, I want you to go ahead and read your article. Let's go ahead and switch gears. Also, if you could, we're going to include a link to that. Let's make sure that we have a link to that. I think I want to make sure that I have it because I want that in our show notes for sure. I don't think I have it. Let's see here. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and open it up. So I can follow along if that's possible. There it is. I'm sorry. The floor is yours. Take it away.
So I seen this article in the Guardian yesterday, and it says girl guiding gives trans girls and women until September to leave the UK's organisation. Youth organisation says its belief in dignity, respect and inclusion is unchanged, but it must operate lawfully. So transgender girls and women who are a part of the girl guiding groups in the UK have been given till September to leave the organisation after the Supreme Court ruling on gender last year. In an announcement on Tuesday, Girl Guiding said current members who were trans or trans young women could stay until the 6th of September 2026, at which point they would have to leave. The rule applies to young members and volunteers roles that open to women only. Trans boy and trans men and non-binary people assigned female at birth are not affected. Girl Guidance said the date has been chosen to give as much notice as possible and so that all current members could take part in summer holiday activities. In a September, the Girl Guidance chair, Denise Wilson, the chief guide, Tracy Foster, and the chief executive, Felicia Oswald, said the organisation values and beliefs had not changed, but they must operate lawfully, and that living by our values cannot change our legal responsibilities. The advocate group Trans Plus Solidarity Alliance said inclusive organisations being bullied into excluding people against their will is a profound failure of this government to live up to its promise to the trans community. This news will be heartbreaking for the children and volunteer leaders that hold Girl Guides together to fix a problem that doesn't exist without anti-trans lawfare. Girl Guiding volunteer Lily, 28, said many people feeling devastated at the news, and a number were taking and talking about resigning from their roles. This is supported. This is supposed to be a safe space for all girls and women, so they're a complete sense of loss and betrayal, she said. When you can't be proud to be part of organisation, you no longer want to be a part of it. A number of volunteers have joined guides against trans exclusion groups to protect against the changes and are planning demonstrations across the country. Some of those involved, many of them teenagers, said that they have been subject to abuse online after videos were shared of them making protest signs. There was also growing concerns about whether young people would attract attention or abuse when wearing their Girl Guiding uniforms in public following the news. It has become absolutely toxic. The abuse that has been directed towards teen girls is generally terrifying, Lily said, who has been a part of the organisation since age 7. The safe space that Girl Guiding once provided has just been decimated. In September, Girl Guiding announced that the trans girls would no longer be allowed to join, but it did not reveal any immediate changes for the current members. It followed the Supreme Court ruling in April 2025, which stated that women and sex in the Equality Act referred only to biological women and to biological sex, with significant ramifications for trans women, access to service and spaces reserved for women. Another organisation had taken similar steps as a result of the ruling. The Women's Institute said it would no longer accept transgender women as members from April, with its chief executive saying the decision was made with the utmost regret and sadness, but there was no other choice. Helen Joyce, the director of Advocate...
No other choice.
There's always another choice. Helen Joyce, the director of advocacy at the sex-based rights charity Sex Matters, said requiring trans-identifying boys to leave is no doubt difficult for Girl Guiding, but it is the right thing to do. I'm sorry, what?
So bowing to fascism is... They thought that was the way to go?
Why is she saying trans-identifying boys when they're not? They're identifying as women and girls. I don't like this Helen Joyce. I really don't, and I want to slap her face in, but I must read the rest of this article, and then I will...
That's okay. Say what you mean.
But
just
it
say
is the right thing to do. This news will come as a relief to many girls and their parents who greatly value single-sex provisions. Sex Matters
has hears from a number of them. But it's important to remember that it will be difficult and distressing for the boys who were wrongly told by the adults around them that claiming to be girls made it okay for them to be in only girl spaces. This was never okay. I swear to fuck, this bigoted bitch does not understand.
She understands she's lying, is what she's doing.
Girl Guiding has already been facing legal actions over its policy to allow transgender girls to join as members, which it has been policy since 2018. The organisation has approximately 300,000 young members aged between 4 and 18 across its Rainbow, Brownies and Guides and Rangers group, supported by almost 80,000 volunteers in the UK. Although our membership approaches has changed, our belief in dignity, respect and inclusion has not. We will continue to work towards a fairer, more equal world for every girl, Guiding leader said. And I call bullshit on that, because if
She's talking
just-
she's talking out of both sides of her mouth.
yeah,
You can't claim to stand for XYZ and then say, well, we're going to cut them.
yeah,
I'm like, what? That makes no sense.
no, it doesn't make sense. It really doesn't. Like I understand there is certain laws and stuff that need to be followed, but I don't believe that this is one of the laws that they should be following, because like Girl Guides has always prided itself on being a safe space for women and girls. Why not continue that? As far as I'm concerned, trans women and trans girls are still women and girls. They should be allowed in spaces for women. You know, we should be providing a safe environment, not only to support and grow together as a community, but have a safe space that, you know, is safe. I'm at a loss. So it looks like that the top people at Girl Guiding have decided that they're going to be supporting like the bigots to ostracize and betray, you know, an organization that is supposed to be meant to be a safe place. Like, I think the Supreme Court should be ashamed of themselves as well for allowing hateful rhetoric to be enacted into a law against women and children. You know, the law is supposed to be there to protect us, not harm us. So it is inexcusably disgusting that they're allowing this to go on, you know. The same goes for the Women's Institute as well, that allow this hateful rhetoric to be pushed, especially by a government, you know, especially by the government that they're supposed to be protecting the people. How are we supposed to keep women and children safe if the government is outright
Actively targeting.
Yeah. Outrightly and, like you said, actively targeting sort of women, you know? I honestly don't know how they can exclude trans women and girls. They are women
and they are girls as far as I'm concerned, and many other people are concerned, and they shouldn't be excluded, you know. I don't know about you, but I am so sick of religious indoctrination pushing hateful, bigoted ideologies. You know, the right wing ideology, it is so toxic and it has poisoned the system. Like, how can we, the people, feel safe when our government is pushing this religious, hateful indoctrination into law that is hurting people instead of protecting us? How are we supposed to trust in them when all they're doing is setting about hurting us? You know? And this is why I think it is important that religion should be separate from laws. You know, religion has no place in influencing legislations. You know, I think it is important that we become knowledgeable about things that are going on. You know, being closed-minded to stuff leads to the current problems that we're having now with right-wing bigoted influences into our legislations that are hurting people. You know, I think we need, especially people that are closed-minded, they really need to get out their comfort bubble. They need to do research. They need to go talk to, you know, people in the LGBT communities, you know, to see what they can do to help. Or, you know, we in the LGBT community, you know, our allies as well, need to sort of see what we can do for our local communities, go out, speak to our local groups, see what they need, see what we can be done, you know, shared, and see how we can try and make a safe space that people are actually safe in. And this is why, you know, people in the LGBTQIAI community and our allies, why we fight so hard, because our fights are constantly being taken away from us. So there is a constant need for us to fight for our safety, for our survival. We are not safe until we can get these hateful rhetoric laws separated. You know, right-wing ideologies have got no place in a functional legislative system for a proper functioning society.
You would think.
Yeah. I mean, all we want to do is just live peacefully, safely, without being penalised for who we are. I mean, if the right wing fundamentalist ideologist cult freaks want to go after someone, go after the pastors, go after the
You
other
mean
maniacs
actual
that are
groomers?
hurting.
You mean
Yes,
people
that
that
are actually
actually
hurting children.
target children? Them?
Yes.
Politicians?
Yes.
Them too?
Yes.
People in
Yes.
power? The Jeffrey
Yes.
Epstein class of society?
Yes, because
Oh, come on.
trans people are not the problem. And I will repeat this for the hard of hearing and back. Trans people are not the problem.
I thought America
not-
had the market cornered on morons and right-wing religious bigots. I cannot fathom. I still cannot wrap my head around how much of this ideology has infected the UK. It makes no goddamn
it has.
sense.
Right. So we have bathroom police here now.
They literally think that is okay, and Scotland has passed into law that any trans person found in a bathroom that they have decided that they shouldn't use will now be prosecuted. And they literally have people checking to see if they think you're trans or not going into the bathroom. I think it's absolutely disgusting.
In Scotland?
Yes.
Is there
Yes,
any
you can look that up.
pushback against this, or is the whole country filled with fuckwits and wankers?
Some of them, there has been some pushback, but there hasn't been enough pushback until people are actually willing to get their fingers out of their arses and
Okay.
realize that
Let me give you
they need.
let me give you the official term. It's transmaxing. It's where they target anybody that they think is not feminine or masculine enough to be considered a man or a woman. I cannot tell you how many
Who gives them a license? Who give them a license to think like that? What business is it of them? What is going on in somebody else's pants? Unless you are sexually sort of intimate with that person, you need to mind your business. What somebody has got down there is nothing to do with you. And I'm sorry, but for the majority of us, we just go and use the bathrooms to have AP and nothing else. And if you were thinking anything untoward, I would look into the mirror and have a look at yourself closely, because if you honestly think that things, nefarious things are going on in the bathroom, you need to serious look at yourself in the mirror, because I can guarantee
at this point. But what is hilarious to me are some of the transphobes who have been targeted by the transmaxing community because they are not feminine presenting enough, or they're not masculine presenting enough. I mean, again, it still hurts the trans community, so I'm enjoying it to a point, because there is a point where the snake eats his own tail with this stupid fucking assholery. I mean, it just, you guys are going after all the wrong people. You're not even targeting the predators. The people that are actually predators love this shit, because you're so worried about public bathrooms. You're not looking at the churches. You're not looking at the public schools. You're not looking at businesses that are run by absolute fucking creeps. Or the next door neighbor who's a fundamentalist Christian, but is a fucking pervert who likes to creep on children. You're not looking at that person, are you? Because they present themselves as a quote unquote normal person that you would approve of on sight.
They cannot, and I'm like asking and sort of wanting not only our allies, but like other people to help stop using trans people and non-binary people as scapegoats. It is not on. It is disgusting. It needs to stop.
Yeah.
You know, it is the 21st century. We are supposed to be thriving and lifting each other up, not tearing each other down. I am so sick of right-wing fundamentalism ideologies. I have really had enough of religious ideologies. I really have.
Oh yeah. Enough is enough. Enough is enough. We need to stop this shit. And we need to put these fucking creeps in their place when they start spreading disinformation about trans people. Put them to shame. Quit saying, well, they've got a right to their opinion. Their opinion is hurting people. Their opinion is hurting children. It needs to
Exactly.
be
You don't
called
get
out. Stop letting
it
it,
does.
stop being permissive. Stop allowing. I don't care if it's your own father. I don't care if it's your grandparents or a relative or a brother or a sister or a spouse or a child. Stop it. Call it out. It is dangerous. It is fascist. It is bigoted. It is hurtful. It is a waste of energy at best. I mean, we are living in the dumbest of timelines. We're electing politicians that continuously harp on these stupid non-issues, and we think, oh, well, they're just as whacked out as I am. I'm going to vote for them. And meanwhile, our countries are falling apart. Our countries are being run by maniacs and morons because we can't see past our own bigotry and stupidity.
So yeah, I think what we can do is not only call that out, but go to your local groups, ask them what is the best thing that you were able to do to help them, raise awareness, create safe spaces where people can actually be safe.
And if you are a part of an organization that is actively shitting on marginalized communities, withdraw your support. Remove yourself from organizations that are targeting marginalized groups. Quit making excuses for it. Well, quit this. Well, I mean, we've always been a part of this organization and it's always been a part of our family. They are fucking deranged. Remove yourself. Remove your dollars. Quit spending money and sending money to these organizations. They do not deserve our support. This is why this is continuing. This is why it will not stop, is because we will not put a stop to it.
I think we need to put a petition together to, combat some of these laws. And I know sometimes petitions don't work, but sometimes they do work. Sometimes
you know how you hurt these
awareness.
Well, yes, but you know what does make a definite impact? Money. Hit them in their wallets, and I guarantee you they're either going to about face or they're going to crash and burn financially. Maybe that's what needs to happen to these organizations that will not make a stand and take a stand and do the right thing. Just say, you know what? We're going to start our own organization. You can collapse into obscurity. We, the people, are not going to be a part of it. We're done. Maybe that's what needs to happen. A radical idea, I know.
No, it's a good idea. We all need to be lifting each other up, supporting each other, not tearing, everyone down. So, yeah, let's get some support out there for people who need it.
Yeah, we've gone into overtime, but for a good reason and a good cause. We want to thank you all for if you've stuck it out this long, you've stuck it out to the end. We want to thank you, and also we want to encourage you to be a supporter of independent media and include us in your independent media diet. If you like what you heard, or even if you didn't like what you heard it, but you'd like to support the show, can support us through Cash App, Venmo, or become a patron subscriber. Links will be down in the description.
Also, if you have any suggestions on how we can help our communities in supporting, whether it be sharing links or anything, we are more than open for that. Don't forget, feet pictures cost extra. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and support. We appreciate your support. We love you all, and we will see you all on the flip side.
Take care, everybody. Good night. Don't get too high.
Wake up, grab a brush and put a little makeup. Hide the scars to fade away. Why'd you leave the keys up on the table? Here you go, create another fable. You wanted to grab a brush and put a little makeup. You wanted to hide the scars to fade away the shake up. You wanted to. Why'd you leave the keys up on the table? You wanted to. I don't think you trust in my self-righteous suicide. I cry when angels deserve to die. In my self-righteous suicide, I cry when angels deserve to die. Father, into your hands I commend my spirit.